a lot of people out there don't know what CPR is. They've never been trained in CPR or know what an AED is. Do you want to break some of these things down for the audience?
Sure. Well, you're absolutely right. 50%, less than 50% of Americans know how to perform CPR. Not very many people know how to perform CPR, and that's why survival rates are so low. But what CPR is, it's a combination of mouth-to-mouth breathing and chest compressions to circulate the oxygenated blood to keep the heart, brain, and lungs alive. After about 4 minutes, without any blood and oxygen, the brain is starting to die. So what CPR does, CPR is keeping the heart, brain, and lungs alive until the advanced equipment, the AED, can arrive and hopefully restart the heart. So people, like after the Damar Hamlin incident, I got lots of emails and phone calls. Oh, I didn't know what an important role the AED plays. I think people think that CPR is going to restart the heart. And I tell them no, CPR is not meant to restart the heart. CPR is meant to keep the heart, brain, and lungs alive until the device that can restart the heart, the AED, arrives. And people just don't realize what an important role the AED plays.
Yeah,
The
because when you're
automated
giving
external defibrillator.
CPR, effectively what you're doing is the heart is already not working at that point. And when you're giving CPR, you're doing the heart's job and you're doing the lungs' job.
That's exactly right. That's exactly. You're doing for the person what they can't do for themselves.
Hmm.
Since they can't breathe on their own, you're going to breathe for them. So they can't make their heart beat. You're literally making the heart beat for them,
Yep.
and you're keeping them alive until advanced help arrive. I tell people all the time, the worst thing you could do is go run for help
Hmm.
because while you're running for help, the brain is starting to die.
Yeah, and something
And
else that's super important is if you call 911, if someone keels over, stop breathing, no heart rate, and you call 911, they can explain how to do CPR for you over the phone, which will
yes,
probably be quicker than if you try to run and find someone for help or just
yes.
wait for the paramedics or firefighters or whoever to show up.
Well, people panic, and I
Hmm.
understand. I understand that people panic, but you're absolutely right. Call 911 immediately. They can give you instructions. Not all counties and have, 911 that provides instruction. But
Mm.
here in Houston, I know I was shocked to learn this, but
Yeah.
about 5 years ago, they trained all EMS, not EMS, they trained all 911 operators. What do they call them?
Um,
Telecommuters or
the what it
tell us something, tell a lot of
totally
stuff. They
blanking.
trained all of them to be able to give instructions over the phone. But a friend of mine told me about 3 weeks ago, she was at a restaurant here in Houston, and there was a man at the table that was obviously experiencing a medical emergency. They called 911 and no one ever answered.
That's insane. How does how does nobody not answer 911?
I don't
That's
know. I
it's
don't
not
know.
like you
Well, I
it's
don't
not
know
like
what
your cell
response
phone, you
times.
know?
I don't know what response time are like in Denver or Fort Collins. Fort Collins response times are probably pretty good,
Yeah, we have a
but
couple of good systems here in Colorado. There's a couple that aren't great. Um, that's just kind of how it goes, but a lot of them, there's really only one that's not great, but all of the rest of them are, so that's good.
yeah, well, yeah, Houston's it's the fourth largest city. So,
Hmm.
and pre-pandemic response times were like, 4 to 7 minutes. Post-pandemic, and people sometimes have to wait 30 minutes.
Why is that,
Um,
do you think?
um, it's because there's not enough EMS here in Houston.
Mm.
Um, they don't have enough paramedics. They don't have enough firefighters. Um, the EMS, paramedics and firefighters go to Dallas, Austin, San Antonio because they make more money there.
Okay.
So they're struggling here to get more police, more EMS, and I mean, sometimes they arrive quickly, but you can't be guaranteed that they're going to arrive quickly. That's why
Mm.
you really need to know. I tell people all the time, no one expects you to act like a doctor, nurse, or paramedic. You're there just to care for the victim, assist the victim until advance help arrives, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
And and so I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but yeah, the EMS EMS times here in Houston are not as good as they could be. The new
Mm.
mayor though is doing a lot to try and beef things up. They have more police. They actually got back pay for the firefighters, which they deserved for many years. So the firefighters all just got a giant sum of back pay, which was great.